Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum.
ازيك يا حبايبي؟ كويس؟
Alhamdulillah.
Welcome back to Dian Amar channel terkeren dan termasya Allah subscribernya. Thank you for clicking this video, and today we are going to talk about
Work experience. What I can tell you, I was working for a long time, alhamdulillah, more than 10 years in a very busy emergency room. That means easily more than 100,000 cases I have seen. We have seen tons of stuff, horrible stuff, easy stuff, funny stuff. Doctor can remember the cases that was troubling or special from medical point of view, or horrible or bad or very good outcome. So we'll talk generally. I'll tell you randomly without any arrangement.
hari ini kita mau nyeritain cerita-cerita horor di emergency room. Horor di sini maksudnya ya yang pasti yang masuk ke ruang UGD itu yang pasti kasus-kasusnya berat-berat ya. Tapi kadang-kadang di Saudi Arabia itu mereka cuman pusing atau batuk datangnya ke emergency room seperti itu. Nggak terlalu banyak yang horrible. Jadi what is the five most cases that you horrible case?
I will not give it any certain arrangement. One case was one of my senior colleagues. There was a guy, mashallah, he's big, he's healthy. That guy used to drive the motorbike, very fast race motorbike. He is putting a helmet, not only a helmet, you can say like full body armor suit. Still, he went into a fast speed collision. If you are riding a motorbike, means he went into pieces, literally into pieces. They brought him to the morgue into pieces. I didn't see it, but my colleague, he said they called him to the morgue. The guy did not come. They did not bring the dead body to the emergency room. He's already dead. They called him to the morgue just to the surgeon to suture it, to just make it a body again. So please be careful with motorbike. Be careful with the speed.
Iya. Jadi ceritanya ada di Saudi itu nggak pakai motor bebek ya, motornya itu motor gede-gede dan mereka itu pakai helm, pakai semua perlindungan itu pakai, dan mereka balap-balapan liar seperti itu ya. Tapi yang namanya balapan dan kalau jatuh itu langsung jatuh berkeping-keping, jadi dia benar-benar jadi potongan-potongan, serem banget, dan temennya harus menjahitnya dari potongan kecil itu jadi utuh lagi. Serem banget ya. Jadi kalau hati-hati kalau naik motor, jangan ngebut-ngebut, pakai helm. Helm itu cuma kepala, semua badan enggak ada perlindungan ya. Okay, second one.
Another one, this is not a single patient, this is a repeated thing. Kids swallowing stuff.
Oh.
That is a very major problem. Parents have to be very careful and concerned. Don't assume that your kid will not swallow. No, they like to put stuff in their mouth. Even a little bit older one, like 5 years old, and they swallow. Don't know. The parent come. I think he swallowed a coin. He swallowed a necklace. He swallowed something. So one of the horrible things that people don't know that these small batteries. The small battery, maybe swallowing a coin is painful, but it can burst with the pop. It will go out unless it is stuck and needs the operation to take it out, which is very difficult. But a battery, even though it looks small and like this watch battery, the circular one, the button one, that is very dangerous. Because this button one, it can make a hole in the child's stomach and kill him, literally kill him, okay? Just take my word for it, kill. So it is not a joke. It is a very serious thing to watch. If you have a baby, you have a responsibility. The responsibility is to keep a safe environment.
What about this
drinking
the liquids?
That is also this is also the drinking clean liquids is a very common problem. Medications. There is some kinds of adult medicine, like for example, some medicines. There is a list of medicine like the one for hypertension. Some medication, one tablet only can kill the child. Not many, not finishing. One tablet can kill. So be very careful. Keep everything away of the reach of these small babies, and don't leave them alone or unwatched. Even if under your supervision, they can take something. Have to be in like control the environment, like you prepare a room for your baby that does not have anything of any kind, just a carpet and some some like these fluffy animals or very safe toys that the child can play with. Don't assume that your child he will not eat it. Don't
Yeah.
assume.
Oke, jadi banyak kasus-kasus yang terus terulang-ulang itu seperti anak kecil
Nuts. It can stuck in their throat and kill. If it's stuck in the respiratory tract, the respiratory way, the airway. If it is stuck, sometimes they have to remove it with very difficult operation. Sometimes they cannot catch the child because done at home, and the child can die from that. So don't give nuts or hard candy, any hard thing for babies.
Ya.
Babies means up to 3 years old and older. That is a baby.
Ya, jadi banyak kasus nih anak-anak kecil itu menelan sesuatu yang kecil seperti kacang. Tadi yang terakhir itu kacang. Kalau kacang dimakan, anak yang ini bisa stuck di sininya ya, di throat, berhenti di jalan pernapasannya dan bisa langsung meninggal. Itu tersedak seperti itu. Kemudian baterai yang kecil itu kalau ketelen itu nggak keluar, dia langsung membuat bolong di dalam perut. Jadi hati-hati, itu baterai yang kecil yang kayak koin kecil itu ya, baterai jam, baterai apalagi ya, remote yang kecil itu. Terus minum cairan-cairan pembersih yang terlihat di dia di toilet misalnya, Wipol kayak gitu, harus jauh dari tempat jangkauan anak-anak. Kemudian yang tadi itu koin misalnya, kalau koin sih bisa keluar lagi, tapi kalau besar kan bisa juga nyangkut di tenggorokannya. Jadi hati-hati banget, anak-anak harus ditaruh di tempat yang aman, misalnya satu ruangan bermain khusus punya dia, harus dilapisi karpet, jadi dia nggak jatuh, dan isinya mainan-mainan yang lembut. Terus mainan yang kecil jangan juga ya, toys, the small toys.
Of course.
Ya, jadi jangan beranggapan bahwa
But I was emphasize on the battery.
Yeah.
Do you think, if the child took a small coin by mistake, maybe it will bust in the stool and it will bust with just some suffering. But the battery doesn't bust; it causes a reaction and causes a hole in the gut, in the stomach.
Jadi ada reaksinya dengan perut kita.
Because it can make a short using this lithium batteries is very dangerous.
Bisa kena dinding ususnya aja langsung bolong. Dan ya, jadi kita jangan beranggapan anak saya nggak akan mau gini, anak saya udah ngerti, anak saya udah ini. Jadi bahaya. There is one case, my friend's friend. She has a small baby, so she's attending to him, and the other child is 3-4 years old, left alone playing in the kitchen, and he eats by himself rambutan. Rambutan has the seeds. The seeds also dangerous. Biji-bijian itu juga, walaupun dia udah biasa. Ini kayak Fatih, dia udah biasa makan makanan yang ada berbiji dan membuang, tapi tetap aja Dokter Amr ditungguin bener, dan kalau bisa dibuang, kadang dia nggak mau dibuang, ya kita harus benar-benar hati-hati dan standby ya. Nah, jadi teman saya itu pas tahu-tahu anaknya sudah meninggal karena ibunya nggak tahu lagi tidur, anaknya sudah kesedak sama rambutan itu. Oke, next, number 3.
For the adult people and the old people, especially our parents, don't hesitate to go to the emergency room if you feel unwell. Don't take it easy, please.
Nah.
Especially older people, our grandparents, don't hesitate. Sometimes the patient looks fine, but there is a serious problem going on.
Jadi kalau ngerasa nggak enak badan, itu jangan dianggap remeh ya. Kadang-kadang kita nggak tahu apa yang ada di dalam badan kita. Kita harus langsung cek. Jangan takutlah ke dokter gitu.
Especially
ke rumah
in the old
sakit.
age, yes.
Apalagi orang yang sudah berumur seperti itu. Kalau kita ngerasa nggak enak badan atau ada yang nggak enak lah di badan kita ya, bukan kayak demam biasa atau apapun lah itu, datang aja ke rumah sakit, cek. Apalagi kalau sudah berumur. Nah, banyak kasusnya orang yang datang itu mengeluhnya cuma sedikit, tapi ternyata pas dicek mereka punya penyakit yang kronis yang harus langsung ditangani kayak gitu. Yeah, and then the fifth one.
The fifth one, this is something a little bit sensitive. It's about stress.
Stress.
You see, sometimes we see like something that we think this is a crazy action, gun shooting, stabbing, some stuff, and people they said we got angry. But when you look at the reason, maybe there was not justification to become that angry. The thing is, this is the result of accumulation of long time, years and years of oppression and the pressure that we have been accumulating, like pressure, like a pressure jar that at one time it
Meledak.
explodes.
Kayak di video kita yang berantem terus.
That is different from
Yeah.
Sabran Jamilan, like
Yeah.
the story of Yusuf, the story of his father, Nabi Yaqub. That is the sabr. That he just complaining to Allah, أشكو إنما أشكو حزني وبثي إلى الله. He is leaving it to Allah and he clears the effect of it from him, like waiting for the akhirah or something like that. But if you just keeping it inside and holding grudge until at one point exploding like a human bomb, that is very, very, very bad.
Nah, jadi
And can result in disaster. And when you go to court, anger is not an excuse. And in the hospital, anger cannot save your victim.
Oh, dan jadi kalau misalnya kemarahan itu, kalau stres itu nggak boleh ditumpuk, itu bukan kesabaran, itu bukan sabar yang tiba-tiba meledak, itu nggak boleh ya. Nah, jadi banyak kejadian di emergency room itu orang yang kayak gini, yang tadinya nahan, tahu-tahu langsung marah dan menusuk terus membunuh orang dan menyayat lehernya atau macam-macam karena mereka gitu kayak menahan-nahan seperti itu. Tapi ada juga there is also like road rage or just fighting in the street. There's also that
Generally, we didn't see a lot of that in Yamba, alhamdulillah, because Yamba is a small and quiet city. But in other places, from my colleagues and stories that we hear about, you see this horrible kind of situation that accumulates and they end up in a total disaster.
Jadi macam-macam ya kasus-kasusnya di emergency room itu. What about accident? One time dia pernah ditelepon nih, dokter semuanya masuk karena ada. Iya nak, masuk semua karena ada kecelakaan bus accident. I remember one time all doctors are being called.
Yeah, that was a very tragic event. A bus carrying Umrah people got a crash and like more than 50 injured person in our small emergency room. It was a big problem.
50 orang dan itu nggak cukup rumah sakitnya.
Yes, baby. Look at this beautiful.
Nah, ada juga pernah waktu itu naik pesawat, ada pernah 2 kali kita naik pesawat, terus ada yang sakit tiba-tiba asma atau sakit jantung dan ada dokter is there doctor on board on the airplane.
Yeah, this happened to me like 3 or 4 times. One time, first time in our first trip to Malaysia for our honeymoon.
Yeah.
Like one woman got a panic attack. She's afraid of flying, and they are calling. One time we are going back from Malaysia to home to Yamba. Then there was a medical student that really got fever and he was getting very sick. And I don't know how he sneak in because in this condition he should not travel. He should not be allowed to fly.
No, but
He should wait. He should wait until he is good. He was just holding. Then when he came in the plane, he is sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the most difficult one in the trip from Jakarta back to Jeddah, passing by Abu Dhabi, there was a Umrah group, and then they are calling in the middle of the flight, in the middle of the night. There is any doctor on board. There is a patient. There is somebody that getting sick. Then I check. Oh, there is an old man, like 80 years old or maybe or more. He cannot speak Arabic or English. He only speaks Indonesian, and the whole plane got only one man who is like the leader of the group can translate from Indonesian to Arabic. The worst part that this guy was really critical. He's having a heart attack, and what can we do for him in the plane, in the middle of the night, in the middle of the ocean like this? So difficult situation. We tried. They call who came. I came, and there was 2 nurses, couple from Belanda. They are nurses. Then we tried to help this guy, check him, moved him, put for him an IV line, try to give him some stuff. It was really, really difficult until we arrived in Abu Dhabi. The ambulance came and took him in the airport. I was afraid that this man can die at any moment. He's having irregular heartbeats and big problem, really serious problem.
Gitu aja cerita dari kita, sama tips-tipsnya juga dari Dr. Amr. Jadi kita selalu harus ekstra hati-hati. Jadi Dr. Amr ini dia ekstra hati-hatinya tuh bener-bener safety first-nya bener-bener. Jadi banyak di video yang itu, yang snack ini nih, saya kasih nih yang snack. Si baby mau minta tuh kan, tapi itu kan kacang, makanan kecil-kecil, itu dia nggak akan ngasih karena itu bahaya kalau dikasihin ke dia, apalagi dia belum bisa makan yang keras-keras, waktu itu belum 6 bulan, jadi belum bisa gigit, belum ada gigi. Dan kita udah nyiapin makanan snack dia, snack. Oh, sini saya. Suasana mulai tidak terkendali. Baiklah, kalau gitu kita tutup aja. Jadi kita lebih baik mencegah daripada mengobati. Jadi setelah video itu, of course kita kasih makan dia. Kita udah beli kasih, tapi dia nggak mau yang dikasih, maunya yang baru kayak gitu ya. Tapi nggak apa-apa, namanya itu normal ya. Habis itu kita bikin video cuman 10 menit paling, setelah itu dia langsung makan makanannya dia, buburnya dia, seperti itu. Alright, thank you for watching and I hope you enjoy this video, dan semoga video ini bermanfaat buat kalian semua.
في حفظ الله.
Bye bye, wassalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi.